I'm going to relay some messages for you guys first, and then we're going to go into the spread that I'm gonna pull out the cards and we'll go into them. This is kind of like unexpected news coming through where you are going to have to need to stay really nimble on your toes. Expect the element of surprise and especially having to make decisions at the very last minute. Okay, so I feel that's what's coming through. The first message that I have here, it feels to me as if some of you are yearning for a point in the past where things were a lot more prosperous, predictable, and stable. What they are saying in regards to this message is that some of you might have been like, might have had a career in the spotlight. So you could be, for whatever reason, you could be like, in you could have had a lot of fame associated with your name, or you were working in the entertainment business even. And I feel like you might have retired, you might have left that life behind, and you're kind of like yearning for that past, yearning for that opportunity again, yearning or at least thinking about with nostalgia, looking back at that situation with nostalgia. And for others, I feel like you might have been in a teaching capacity where you were essentially, performing in public in front of your students, and you had a wide following. You had a lot of people that were looking up to you, that were coming to you for mentorship, that were really mesmerized by your contributions. And so you're thinking about the heyday of what was in the past. And then for others, there might have been like entrepreneurial endeavors that you might have started, you and other people might have started. It was something very innovative. You got it off the ground, and you might have sold a company, you might have sold like a contract, you might have sold a patent, an idea, or something like that. And you're yearning for another opportunity to do something similar. So I do feel a lot of yearning for the past, yearning for a specific time in the past where you felt like you made a lot of traction in the world and where you felt like you had a wide following, okay? And I feel like many of you might have retreated from the limelight, might have retreated from a lot of fame and fortune in order to seek solitude, in order to seek like a normal life. And so you're kind of yearning for that heyday in the past. The second message that I feel coming through here is you're very, very careful about communication this month. So that means I feel like being very careful about not spilling the beans, being very careful about what you say and how you say it. And, on the one hand, it feels to me like somebody is coming in, or it feels to me like you might have stumbled upon some information and you're not sure who to trust with the information. So you're very cautious about keeping mum. You're very cautious about not divulging information, and you might interact with somebody trying to skirt the issue like, I wonder if they know. And then they're also looking at you like, I wonder if, he or she knows. And so trying to keep things from slipping out, I feel it's one of the major themes for this month. You might be the keeper of secrets for somebody else's, someone might have relied on you as their confidant, and they're giving you information that you have to keep very confidential. So I do see that element of secrecy coming through. And then for others, they mention, so this is the third message here, it deals with children. And they mention here something about cycles repeating for good or for bad with children. Okay, so what I feel is this. It's sort of like they mention patterns being passed through based on either the bloodline or based on how we raise our children. So for example, if you find yourself, just for an example, okay, if you find yourself as like a single parent raising, a young child, and you feel as if, oh my gosh, I can't really, devote the time to, because of survival, I can't really devote the time to adequately, tutor my kids when it comes to homework. And now that your kids are grown up, you find that your kid is also, for example, a single child or a single parent. also struggling with the same issues, such as, he or she might not have the time to properly mentor and keep on top of their kids when it comes to schoolwork. So they're mentioning an element like that when it comes to patterns being repeated through the generations as it relates to you, what you dealt with as a child, and then what your kids are going through right now. A lot of the times when that message comes through, it beckons us to be a lot more sympathetic, to know that we have also gone through that experience for a reason, and now that our offsprings are dealing with the same predicament, it's really important for us to learn from the past and to find a way to help them, find a way to make the situation better so that it doesn't lead to, same cycles repeating further down the line, okay? So I feel like a lot of you are going to have to re-examine the past and to really try to flush out and try to understand and try to, if there are unhealthy cycles, unhealthy patterns, try to break them so that they're not carried on into the future, okay? The last message that I have here for you guys, it just feels to me as if there are some issues in relationship, and especially for those of you who have been married or who are still married, I feel like there are some things you might be suspecting about your partner, and you're not really sure how to breach that topic. You're not really sure how to bring it up, and you're not really sure, like, do I just put it out there, or should I have a strategy as to how to approach this, this conversation? For some, it could be a partner dealing with a lot of financial instability in their life, and you're trying to figure out why. And then for others, it might be, stories not really adding up regarding a partner, and you're trying to figure out, like, do we continue? I need to know all the information. I need all the details. And then for others, I feel like it could be as simple as you calling them, late at night, and they, for whatever reason, they've always answered their phone in the past, or they've always responded in the past. I wonder what that was all about. And I feel like some of you are thinking that, like, I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't really make sense of that incident. How do I bring it up now? It's been so long. And how do I bring it up without seeming to be suspicious? How do I bring it up without, having it be like a full conversation about trust issues? So I do feel that element coming through for some of you. And I feel like there will be a lot of things that come into the forefront as it relate to children, family, and especially, like children if you are still married, and children if you share responsibilities, co-parenting, etc., with a significant, with a person that you might have had children with, okay? So if you're still dealing with each other extensively. So let's go into your reading for this month. First of all, I want to talk about this because this was the first card that came out, and I do feel many, many, many of you were yearning for a situation from the past that you're still not very nostalgic for. And for some of you, I feel almost as if, given the chance, you would definitely want to go back to it because I feel like you're not ready to let it go. And I feel the scenario playing out in a way where in the past there was a situation where there was a lot more stability. And I feel for some of you, this was kind of like you had a lot of people around you that hung on to your every words. You might have also like ran an organization. You might have been in charge of providing the stability within an institution, within an organization, within a company. I feel like you were in a leadership capacity, and you were kind of like leading the fight for the truth, leading the fight to educate others, to spread the news, to spread ideas. And you had a very, very, very wide following. A lot of people hung on to your words, and a lot of people respected. And you were somewhat in the public limelight where you made a lot of traction in the professional front. And I'm sensing, because this was something in the past, a lot of you are wanting that rush again, wanting to, relive that very exciting phase in your life. So it could have happened, in your 40s, and you're now watching this in your 60s and beyond, and you're just like, I want another opportunity to do that very, very daring, very precarious, very exciting thing all over again. And for some, I feel like there is an opportunity beckoning you, calling out to you, and, forcing you to take another risk. And I do sense that, when you're dealing with this right now, you want to relive that heyday. You want to relive that experience. And you're just like, I feel like that experience is just going to be exactly like what I experienced in the past. It provided that adrenaline rush. It provided, an opportunity for me to take center stage and to be in the limelight. And it made you very, very happy. So you're trying to recreate that moment, okay? For some of you, they mention here an element of being very careful if there is somebody coming in and they're presenting an opportunity for you. You want to make sure that the opportunities themselves are well thought out, that they have a solid proposal, and that they have like a game plan as to what your contributions are. They're very clear about what your contributions are. They're very clear about monetary financial payment or repayment or whatever that's owed to you. They're very clear about their objectives. And I also feel like, you want to be very careful that whatever work that you're putting in, you're being compensated fairly, okay? Fairness is a major, major theme for this month. So even though the opportunity is exciting, you're not supposed to play the martyr where you work for a cause tirelessly without seeing the financial windfall. So it's really, really important if somebody's coming in wanting to get you on board that you are very clear. They're very clear up front, and you're very clear with them up front what each party expects from one another. Okay, so that's just something I feel coming through. The second thing that kind of jumped out at me here is this is a card overall about getting along with people, right? It's kind of like a very, very good friendship, sense of camaraderie, sense of people coming together and having the same ideas, having the same mentality, and moving forward in the spirit of, mutual agreement, okay? I'm sensing for some of you in the recent past, so this is, for the past, I want to say, like a lot of people, they feel very comfortable with you and they feel like they can really open themselves up and just be very candid and be very, frank with you. So I feel like it's easy for you to form emotional connections with others. It's easy for you to be, really open-hearted and open-handed when you're dealing with others. And a lot of people do come to you. It feels almost as if things have been a little bit lonely, okay? And I also feel as if your friends, you might be, for whatever reason, at a distance from your friends. So this can be emotionally, this can be geographically. You just feel like it takes twice as much effort to find people who are like-minded. Okay, so on the one hand, we can meet people like you fit in anywhere. You're actually very, adaptable to your environment and adaptable to people, and you're generally very well liked. But this is a card more about, connecting with somebody more on a superficial level where you have the same interests and you have the same, agendas. You might even be professionally in the same field. And so it's just easy for everybody to get along. But on the other hand, your true kindred spirits, which is, the really, really close friends that you can always come to, the ones that you divulge all of your deepest, darkest secrets to, and especially the ones that, true, deep-rooted relationships. I feel like your friends might be a little bit further away for some of you. Some of you might have gone off to school, gone off to land a job, and you're no longer close to the people that you hold dear. And it just feels overall as if it takes twice as much effort to find like-minded people. And I feel that it's really important for you for this month to find like-minded people and to, really, if you're in a new environment, for example, to go where the people are so that you can make new connections, you can forge new friendships, and you can create, this emotional support network for yourself. It's not good to isolate ourselves too much, or, as a water sign, you need to be emotionally connecting with people in order for you to be operating at your best. So if you have been, kind of cocooning yourself in your home, or waiting for, people to invite themselves to your home, or waiting for a lot of home visits and home calls, I do sense that it's going to feel a little bit lonely. It's going to feel a little bit isolating. So it's important for you to take the initiative, take the steps to go where you can meet new people, and to go where you can find people who are like-minded, okay? So I, for some reason, feel like this has been something that you've been thinking, love relationship partners, and as a result of it, you've been kind of cocooning yourself in the home environment, not wanting to go out, or you might have broken up with somebody and you might have mutual friends, and you don't want to go out in a social setting because you feel like, oh, what if I run into them? What if I run into their friends? So there's an element here about feeling very emotionally displaced and very physically displaced, and feeling almost as if it's like a fish out of water. You're in an environment that you don't feel really comfortable in, and they're telling you to, hang in there. Friendships, new social circle, new networks are going to be made available for you. But it's really, really important that you make that extra effort to, link yourself up with church organizations, link yourself up with political institutions, link yourself up with a local community so that you can find like-minded people, okay? Through these superficial associations, I feel like the emotional rapport can definitely deepen, and it can create opportunities for you to form lasting relationships, lasting bonds, okay? I'm also feeling for some of you, you are coming in this month newly single, definitely dating, trying to dating, connecting with new people, and while you're connecting with new people, I feel like you have some people pursuing you. What I have here is an air sign. So this is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. This is somebody definitely interested in having a relationship with you. And what I also feel as well, we have an earth sign in the picture, possibly somebody in the work environment or somebody who is also pursuing you. So this is, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I'm also feeling like while the interaction is very lighthearted, very fun, very nice, some of you are feeling as if I need more. I need more of that visceral, emotional connection. I need more emotional depth, because it seems to me like you're looking for a lot more that these people in your midst are not able to give. Okay, you're looking for more emotional investment. You're looking for more depth, and it seems to me as if a lot of you might have broken up from a great love. Like this was something that was a very significant relationship. It was very, very stable for you. Like the other person really did care about you, and they try their best to provide you with a very good, stable foundation. And for whatever reason, life circumstances, differences in opinion, whatever the situation was, the relationship ended, and you're looking to recreate something similar. You're looking for that same connection, and they're telling you that, I feel it's going to be in the picture for you, but we can't really compare the past person with the present person. We can't really compare that past situation with the present. It's like apples and oranges. It's not comparable. And every new experience provides us with something new. It could be more exciting, but either way, it is a learning experience. So I feel like you're using the past to gauge the potential of the present, which might not be fair. If you're doing this to relationship partners, it's kind of like, it's already starting off on an unfair and unwise footing. If you're doing this in kind of like a professional setting or even with friends, it's unwise to impose that type of expectation onto new people and especially onto new situations. So this month, one of the major theme I feel is give things a try. Be a little bit more open-minded. Being a little bit more, I feel like, coming in without expectations, coming in, with a clean slate. It's going to be very crucial for you so that you don't judge new situations, new people with, a gauge, a ruler, a barometer from the past, okay? Because the past is done. You're trying to recreate it, but it's not something that you can hold on to anymore. So letting go is going to be very crucial for you. What I do feel as well is I feel like some of you are trying to date and you have somebody that you might share children with, you might co-parent with, and they're kind of giving you a hard time. Okay, so this here is significant relationship or somebody that you used to live with, you might have children with, and you might even be divorced from. You're trying to move on with your life, and this person feels a little bit possessive of you, or they feel like, oh, they feel like they have the right to dictate to you who you can and cannot bring around your mutual children, or who you can or cannot, choose to be friends with, because I feel like somebody is trying to keep you. They feel like they have the right to tell you how to run your life. They feel like they have the right as well to tell you, to impose expectations upon you, and it's not really fair. So you want to be particularly very, very careful, okay? Um, the other message I'm sensing here is I'm sensing for some of you, you might have recently entered into a new work arrangement. Okay, this is something fairly new, possibly happening for sometime this year, and you really like the people that you're working with. And I feel like some of you might even want a deeper connection with somebody that you're at work with. So it could be, wanting to have more opportunities to engage with them, wanting to have more opportunities for, social gatherings when it comes to coworkers, and almost feeling as if, for whatever reason, that you don't really fit in. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of strategizing, trying to figure out, okay, so why am I not fitting in with my work environment and how can I make that better? I feel like people generally like you, but things are not going to be coming to your doorstep for this month, so it requires that extra push, that extra nudge for you to make the effort to approach other people. And at the same time, if there is somebody in your work environment that you feel is kind of sidelined by other people, intentionally or unintentionally, try to make an offer to them. Try to, reach out and make them feel a part of the group. If they have been problematic in your work environment, um, extending an invitation, extending a gesture to make them feel very included in the conversation, in the group dynamics. That is one of the major ways I feel that's going to get them to get you to win over an ally, especially if they have been very, very demanding or very difficult to work with or to deal with. Some of you, this might be a client. For others, this might be a coworker or a boss who feels like they're kind of like slighted or jilted or not included as part of the group. So I feel like extending that gesture of goodwill to this person will allow them to feel like they're part of the group, and for them to kind of like be less defensive, and just it will allow you an opportunity to harmonize, the work energy or the energies in the work environment, okay? There is here some legal arrangement, custody issues as well. I do feel a very strong, I do feel like a very strong children vibe coming through. So this is basically legal issues as it relates here to a fire sign. We have a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. And we have some type of a financial dealing that you're still at odds with them about. It's almost like you're trying to make a financial proposal to them. They're turning the other way. They don't really want to talk about this. They want to, squash it. They don't want to have this conversation. So if you are dealing here with a fire sign, either you're either as like an ex-partner or as somebody that you have some type of financial dealing with. I do sense that they're going to make themselves, like missing in action this month, and there might be communication coming back and forth between the two of you, where you are trying to get them to finalize something or to agree upon something, and they just feel to me like they're very passive about it, like they're not really responding, or they're going to make themselves scarce and just not be in the picture. I feel like they need some time to mull things over, or I also feel like some of them are upset and they're not feeling like this financial arrangement is really fair. So they're not responding because they want to bounce ideas off other people. So if you're dealing with them, be very patient. I feel like they're going to respond to you, but they just need more time to figure out the best course of action. Okay? I'm sensing, if you have started a job, I feel like you are in a job where it's not leading to a career and it's frustrating you. You might have been promised promotions. You might have been promised like advancements, even like opportunities to be made a permanent if you are working on a temporary or on a contract basis. And I feel that you're worried about your viability in this work environment. You're worried about your long-term prospects if you were to continue to work here. So I to figure out, am I being appreciated where I am right now? Am I getting whatever is due to me, or can I do something else that will provide me with, a better environment where I feel a lot more appreciated, where I feel like I can make a huge more impact, more of a difference in other people's lives. So I feel a lot of you are kind of restructuring the work environment and you're trying to find that position or that role in that organization that is uniquely you. And I do feel a major wanderlust happening for you for this month, where you do want to break out of your comfort zone and you want to do something new. And you're waiting for financial settlements as well in order to jumpstart that new thing in your life. I feel for those of you who are dealing with this, you're going to have a resolution and you're going to be able to know which direction to move forward, okay? So Pisces, it is a month of ups and downs, but I feel like a lot of new things are in the works and a lot of things will be finalized for you. It's a very other-oriented month, so I do feel a lot of communication coming through from other people and just a lot of dealings with other people overall, so just be very patient, okay? I would say, being assertive about what you want and what you need is very crucial for this month. So that means if you're butting heads with another person, don't back down from the fight. Really, give them a piece of your mind and let them know where you're coming from, because I feel like they might not understand all that you're struggling with. So if you can explain to them, be vulnerable, and just give them the details of what you're dealing with. And I feel like that can really strengthen the communication between the two of you, that can get them to come around to your side and to see things from your point of view. And I feel like that's going to be better when it requires negotiations with another person. Okay, so let me see what's in store for you guys: love, romance, and relationship. Okay, you've got a lot of flyers, cards that are just flying out left and right. Okay, so Pisces, I'm pulling 2 extra cards for you guys, mainly because I feel like we're at different points here. A lot of people that are watching this, I feel like some of you are still dealing with exes. Some of you are trying to date and somebody won't let you go. Okay, like won't let you, somebody is still clinging on to you. And I feel like small minority of you are still heavily thinking about another person and not being able to let go. Or you have, like you have some things from the past that you haven't really resolved emotionally within yourself. And so when you go out to date, you might encounter some blockages and you're trying to figure out, like, why do I keep repeating these patterns? And I do feel a lot of it deals with, self-examination and to figure out where these blockages are, what's really holding you back, and what's creating these patterns, okay? So let me talk first of all about the foundation. This is what's happening for some of you. This is a card about sailing over troubles, okay? Being very, very focused on your work, on your professional life, on your reputation, and on, I guess, like your wealth, your income, your job. So a lot of you might have been very, very much immersed in your income generating activities that you don't really make time to date. And I feel like this is the ultimate singles card where you have a lot of financial abundance under your belt. You're also working a lot. So love is really not your top priority. And you have some people telling you, you know what, you need to be, you need to prioritize love. You need to start dating the way that you're living. Yes, you are accumulating a lot of wealth and a lot of money, but you're also very, very much sequestering yourself. Okay? Some friends, family members might have already tried to fix you up with people, and none of it has really, panned out the way that they had hoped. And they're probably telling you, you have to stop being so picky. You have to date outside of your type, or you have to give everybody a chance. And you're just like, no, I know what I want, and I'm too focused on my financial situation right now. I don't really have time to date. So I feel like this is why some of you are still like, you're kind of like going, you're looking for love, but it's not your priority. And other people are just like, family and friends might be like, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to have a family? You might have siblings that have already have children, that are already engaged, or that are already married, and you're at a point where you are concerned about that. But I feel like it's the people around you that are kind of harping on you. And the more they harp, the more it's a turnoff for you. So I feel like some of you are just purposely like not caring what other people are saying, okay? And I feel like we have a lot of singles coming in with people. Give them like a few dates before you cross it off your list, okay? Just give people a chance, because I do feel that you're not invested. It's almost like, I feel some of you are so busy with work that like you might be on a date and taking like work phone calls, and it's not appropriate, okay? So if you are on a date, make sure that you are giving that person the benefit of the doubt, and especially giving them the courtesy. I don't see this energy a lot for water signs. Water signs are generally very well behaved and they know how to make the other person feel comfortable. But I feel some of you might be working on an on-call basis, and you're going on a date, and you're being called into work, or you're taking work calls purposely while you're on a date, and it's not nice to do that, okay? Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. So usually it comes up as a person if it's a court card. I feel some of you here have an earth sign. So this is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And this is somebody that, they that you like. They have a lot of potential. And I also feel as if you're trying to see where things are going to go. But I feel like you're kind of, this person, this is like the slowest moving person in the entire, court cards, okay? Of all the court cards, this is the slowest moving person. So you're dealing with somebody who takes forever to make up their mind. And I feel like some of you really, really like this person. This is the Queen of Cups here, your energy, where you're waiting on them to call. You're trying to figure out, you're prioritizing that person. And you're trying to wait on them to make a move. And you're just like, is he or is he not? Is she or is she not going to make a move? And I feel like while you're waiting, it's also chipping away at your self-esteem. And you're just like, do they really like me? Am I doing something wrong? So I feel like if you're dating this person or dealing with this person, there will be a lot of confusion. There will be a lot of uncertainty about how you feel about them or how they feel about you, or what's the next step in the relationship. There isn't a lot of clarity here, and I feel like they're dealing with their own hang-ups, and they need some things to clear out of their life first before they can make a move towards you, before they can give you more definitive answers. Okay, so I feel like if you're dealing with an earth sign, that is what you're contending with. And then on top of that, you have somebody here that you are still very much in love with, and you're putting your life on hold, burying yourself at work, not dating, even though other people are itching to fix you up, because you're very much emotionally caught up with this person. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a card here about, this is the Hangman. This is a card here about sacrifice. It's almost like you need to let this go so that you can move on, so that you can start your love life. If this is an ex-partner and occasionally you're still keeping in touch and you're still keeping that portal open just in case, just in case. And if you still have somewhat of a friends with benefits relationship with this person, even though they are very clear with you that, oh, I don't want a relationship, even though you're still pining over this person, I do feel that you need to cut them loose because you're being blocked from meeting new people. So I feel like some of you are heavily, smitten by somebody. You're heavily thinking about somebody, and you're not able to let yourself move on. Okay, um, just something to be careful about. In the present environment, what we have here is the King of Swords as well as the Temperance card. The King of Swords is somebody that you're going to be dealing with. So I feel as if some of you are dating and keeping your options open, possibly talking to a few people at the same time. And we have this person here with the King of Swords. This is an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And the energy that they bring to the table here is the Temperance card, which is emotional fluctuation. You might be dealing with somebody, an air sign, that is a little bit too, I feel like they really like you, but they're a little bit too fast, too impulsive, too much. You want them to mellow down, you want them to slow down, and you're not really sure. Like they might feel like, contacting you on a regular basis or on a very urgent basis is flattering. They might pester you. They might demand a lot more of you than you're willing to give. And I feel like it's becoming a little bit of a turnoff for some of you. I feel like this is a good person. They seem to be, genuine. They seem to be very interested in you. And they seem to be someone who's very creative with a lot of knowledge about many, many things. Very, very intelligent, possibly loves animals. And all of these things. So I feel like they're not a bad person, but for some reason I feel like they're too fast. They're moving too fast, and you're not ready. Like, you're not at their speed, you're not at their pace, and you feel like they're a little bit too much. Okay, like too much is what I'm feeling with this energy, because it feels like they're coming at you quite fast, and it feels as if they might just like want a lot more than you're willing to offer. If that's how you feel, so Pisces, you have pretty good intuition. You actually have very good intuition. If that's how you feel, I'm sensing that it would be really important for you to tell this person, I don't feel you're going to hurt their feelings. Telling them, you're coming on a little bit strong. We just met, so can you back off, or can you slow down? This is not somebody that will take things personally. And air signs have very thick skin. And if you're giving them advice, or if you're telling them something and it's coming from a place of honesty, they appreciate it, you know. And as with everybody, you know, everyone is going to feel offended. But I feel like if you're approaching it from a space where you're telling them, I like you, but here's what we should do, and, you know, kind of sugarcoating it and letting that advice kind of slip in, I feel it's going to be really crucial when you're dealing with this person. They're not going to get offended. They're very smart. They value honesty. And so if you want to give them, you know, that honest piece of your mind, that's also very crucial. Okay, so I feel like somebody's coming at you too fast, and it's happening too fast, and you want to slow things down. In the past, what we have here is the Lovers. And the Lovers is a really beautiful energy. This is a relationship, or even meeting somebody that you are very fascinated by, very attracted to. There's great chemistry, great passion, a great sense of like spending a lot of time together. So I feel like some of you have recently met somebody that is really um, it's like they're saying, like, sweeping you off your feet. There is a lot of consistent messages back and forth between the two of you, and then as a result of it, I feel like you're getting, you know, some of you are in a relationship right now, and you're still dealing with this person, and there might be communication issues. One person is pushing things too fast, and you're not ready. Take your time if you're not ready. Okay, take your time. Tell them to slow down. The ones that are respectful of your wishes, they will understand where you're coming from. The ones that, you know, when you tell them, slow down, and they're not respectful of it, they don't need to be in your life. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody that needs to be told to slow down and to, you know, take it easy, okay? Because you're not, they're jumping the gun. They're rushing in too fast. People who rush in too fast, they often burn out. So I feel like it's really important for you to set a very even pace with this relationship here, okay? Moving into the future position, what we have here is the Four of Coins. And this is a card overall about, you know, hanging on to something very, very tightly, being very protective of your heart, and taking things slow. And we have new beginnings when it comes to love with the Judgment card. And we have very, very thorough, honest, you know, enlightened, insightful conversation that you are having with another person. So I do feel there's going to be major, major relationship breakthrough happening for you guys for this month. And for single people, I'm sensing some of you might not be in a position to date yet, but either way, you have people coming at you. And I feel like a very strong air sign that's coming at you. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I have here an earth sign that you're just like, you like, but you're just like, where are they? What are they doing? Why are they so confusing? Why are they not pursuing me? And so you have these two options that are on the table. Um, it's just like one is moving too fast, one is moving too slow. And it's kind of like you're caught between these two very different energies and very different people. And I feel like it's hard for you to switch pace. It's hard for you to switch back and forth so quickly, because as a water sign, you like to keep up to other people's pace, to make them comfortable, to accommodate them. And so if you're dating both of these people and you're switching gears, it's very complicated, okay? Um, I feel for some of you, if you are in a relationship, prioritize your relationship. So that means, you know, don't work so hard. You know, don't, if you're with your partner, take some time off away from the phone. Don't answer work calls unless it's urgent and an emergency. I feel like your partner might be complaining to you that you're working too much. They're complaining to you that they're not spending enough time with you, or you're not spending enough time with them. And there might also be situations where family demands get into the picture, parenting, you know, taking care of children, taking care of parents. Just responsibilities are really creeping in for this month. So they feel like they're getting, they're feeling a little bit neglected, okay? I feel like that's really crucial for you to start taking care of right now, and keep that portal of communication open between the two of you so that things don't go awry, okay? So I wish you all the best for this month. I hope the reading has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize that this is coming out later. This past week has been very, very hectic, and I got really sick the end of well, the I guess it might have been like the mid, so from the 15th to the 18th, I got really sick. So I apologize for publishing these. Best, take care, and I'll be back for the mid-month reading. Okay? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.